In this section, we will discuss about the basic mathematical functions that we can use in PHP. While designing application in PHP, if it is a real-time application, definitely we need to perform some mathematical operations on the data which was provided in the given application. So to perform the basic mathematical operations on the given data, we can use the built-in mathematical functions which are there in PHP. We can use the mathematical functions in PHP to perform several operations like calculating the square root or calculating the power. Even you can find out the cos theta, sin theta and tan theta by using the built-in mathematical functions. So these functions will allow us to do the regular mathematical operations on the numbers which we come across in our application. But these math functions will only handle values within the range of integer and float type. If you want to perform the operations on the numbers which are exceeded this range, then you may have to go for the special arbitrary precision functions which can perform the operations on those numbers which are exceed the range of integer and float. So let's see some of the functions which are available in PHP to perform the mathematical operations. The first function is ABS, so with which we can calculate the absolute value of the given number. It takes a parameter which is a value which we are passing, and it will return absolute value of that particular parameter. So it returns the absolute value of a given number. If the argument number is of float type, then it return float. Otherwise, if it is an integer, then it will return an integer type value. For example, here I have passed the argument minus 4.2. So it just ignores the negative symbol, it just ignores the negative value, and it returns the value 4.2. So the absolute value of the minus 4.2 is 4.2. Next function is ceil. The function ceil can round the fractions up. Like if you give any float value as a parameter to this function, it just rounds the fractions up to the nearest value. It returns the next highest integer value by rounding up the value if necessary. The return value of the ceil is still of float type. Why? Because the value range of float is usually bigger than of integer. However, it returns a nearest integer value, but the actual return type value of ceil is float. Next function is floor. The function floor rounds fractions down. It do exactly opposite to the functionality of the function ceil. So it returns the next lowest integer value by rounding down value if necessary. Again, the return value of floor is float because the value range of float is usually bigger than of integer. For example, if you want to calculate the ceil of 4.3, that means if you pass a value 4.3 as a parameter to ceil, it just rounds the fractions up to the nearest integer value, that is 5. If you given the same 4.3 as a parameter to the function floor, then it rounds the fractions down to the nearest integer value. The nearest integer value down 4.3 is 4. Next function is round. It just rounds a float value. Either it is a down nearest integer value or it is an up integer value. Whatever the nearest one, it will just rounds a float value to that one. So it takes a parameter float value and it takes an optional parameter precision. So it returns the rounded value of the value which we passed as a parameter to specified precision. If we specify any precision as an optional parameter to this function, So it can round the value up to that precision. For example, here if I didn't give any precision, if I pass a value 3.6 to the function round, it rounds the value to the 4, that is the nearest integer value. If I passed any optional precision value, it can round the value up to that precision. So here I passed optional precision value 2, so it rounds the given float value up to the decimal points. So we got the value 1.96. The next function is sine. While we are doing some of the operations which are related with the trigonometry, then we can use these functions. The sine function just returns the sign of the argument parameter. The argument parameter should be in radius. So whatever the radius value we passed as an argument to the sine function, it returns the corresponding sine value of that radians. So here I passed a value of 60, sine 60, we got the value. Similarly, if you want to calculate the cosine value of a given radians, we can use the function cos. Again, it just returns the cosine of the argument parameter which we pass to the cos function. The next function is tan, which can calculate the tangent value of the given argument parameter. Again, it takes the argument parameter in radians and returns the corresponding tangent value. Here in this example, I passed a value m underscore pi underscore 2, which is a constant in PHP. The next function is POW. So it can calculate the power of the given two numbers, so which can be used for the exponential expression. Like if you want to calculate 2 to the power of 2 or 2 to the power of 3, then we can use this function. So it returns a number value. The pow function takes two arguments, the base and the exponent. So it just raised the power of exponent to the base. If possible, this function will return an integer. So here I pass the values -1, 20. So -1 to the power of 20, which returns a value 1. The next function is sqrt, which can calculate the square root of the given parameter. It just returns the square root of the argument which we passed as an parameter to the function sqrt. Here in this example, I passed a value 9. The square root of 9 is 3. So the next three functions which we can use to convert a given number from one number system to another number system. We have different types of number systems like binary, decimal, octal, hexadecimal, etc. So if you have the idea about this number function, then you can understand what these functions can do. If you want to convert a given binary number to a decimal number system value, then you can use the function BINDEC, BINDEC. So it takes an argument which is a binary string which comprises zeros and ones and calculates the corresponding decimal value. It returns the decimal equivalent of the binary number represented by the binary string which we passed as an argument to this function. In the similar way, we have the function DESBIN, which can convert the given decimal value to a binary string. So it returns a string containing a binary representation of the given number argument. The largest number that we can convert using the DESBIN function is 4294967295 in decimal, resulting to a string of 32 ones. So this is the largest binary string which we can get using the DESBIN function. For example, here I passed a value of 26, which is a decimal value, we got the corresponding binary string 11010. The next function is deshex, which can calculate the corresponding hexadecimal value of the given decimal value. So hexadecimal value comprises both alphabets and numbers. It returns a string containing a hexadecimal representation of the given number argument. Here the largest number that can be converted is the same number, and which result to a hexadecimal value of f's. For example, if you pass a decimal value 47 to this function, it just returns a corresponding hexadecimal value to f. In the same way, if you want to convert the given hexadecimal value to a decimal value, you can use the function hexdes. Here the hexadecimal string which you are going to pass as an argument should contain both alphabets and digits. The next function is min. So with the name you can find what this function can do. So it just finds the lowest value. So if you want to find a lowest value in the given group of values, then you can use this function. So it takes two types of parameters. Number one is a group of values and number two is an array. So if we give a group of values as parameters to this function, then it will just return what is the minimum among those group of values, or else if you pass an array to this function, it will just calculate the minimum among the array elements. So min function returns the numerically lowest of the parameter values. If the first and only parameter is an array, it just returns the lowest value in the given array. If the first parameter is an integer, string or float, if you need at least two parameters, and it just returns the smallest of the given values. The next function is max, which can does the functionality which is opposite to the functionality of the function min can do. So it just finds the highest value. Again it can take two types of parameters, a group of values or else a given array. If you just pass a group of values, it can calculate the highest number in those group of values, or else if you pass an array, it can calculate the highest number in the given array elements. So these are some of the mathematical functions with which you can perform mathematical operations on the numbers which we come across in the given application.